We're live. What's up, everybody? I'm here today with one of my favorite people on this planet, Mr. Stu McLaren. Stu, how are you feeling today?
Dude, it is a good day for a good day. That's all I gotta say.
That should totally be a t-shirt. Somebody should make that and sell as, oh my gosh, you have that shirt.
What?
This is such good news for whoever made that shirt. It's already been made.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, I'm so pumped. We are sitting here talking about Funnel Hacking Live, and as you probably, I don't know how much you've been watching, we've been doing our speaker interviews the last few weeks. I'm so excited to have you on because you're coming back to Funnel Hacking Live, and you've been there every single one because you and your wife's charity are every year we donate a bunch of money to you guys. But this is the second year, right? I think the second time you've ever had a chance to actually speak and talk and all these cool things, which is exciting.
Yeah, so this year is super special. You're right. I have been at every single Funnel Hacking Live and super grateful to be there. I mean, time out for everybody. How amazing is it if you're running a nonprofit to say, hey, Stu, can you come to the event so we can give you a big check? Yeah, I'll be there every single time.
So I buy my friends. It's really easy.
So I'm always grateful to be at Funnel Hacking Live. This year does mark the second time that I'll be speaking from stage about something other than the charity, which is memberships. And I'm really stoked for this year's presentation.
I'm so excited too. Partially, so this is like Stu and I behind the scenes. Is because as you guys know, for years I ran a membership site and then a print newsletter, and then I remember I was going to shut it down. Do you remember the story? I was like, I'm tired of it. I'm going to shut it down. And Stu's like, no, don't shut it down. Do this one little campaign. And then so I did this campaign. You probably remember the numbers better than me. So I did this little campaign that you told me to. We doubled the size of membership in a weekend. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll keep it for a little bit longer.
You're like, okay, I'll give it a try. And you, let's just be honest, haphazardly did the campaign.
I wanted it to fail. I did want it to fail. I wanted it to be done.
And then you're like, dang it. It's it's really good now.
Oh, it's so good. So we ran that. And then, as you know, last year we bought Dan Kenny's company, which honestly, if you look at Dan's company, it is a membership company. It's a newsletter with membership site and levels. And so I've re-geeked out. I've gone hardcore back into it. And so selfishly, as we were planning Funnel Hacking Live this year, I was like, man, I want Stu to come back because it's one of my number one focuses. There's 2 or 3 focuses. Number one is ClickFunnels, obviously. And number 2 is the magnetic marketing secrets membership site and newsletter, growing that. And so I was like, I want Stu to come back because I haven't thought about or talked about and gone deep in memberships for so long. And this is the world that you live in. This is all you think about and you do and you talk about. And so I'm pumped for that. Do you want to tell people kind of your background of how you got into this world outside of the fact that, just so you guys know, Stu and I have been hanging out at events and stuff since we were 10 years old. No, just kidding. But
it feels like that.
It's been almost 20 years, I think, since we've been friends hanging out, right?
It has been, dude. That is crazy to think about. It was 2004, and then we
That's 18 years ago.
We did a partnership and worked together in 2005. But it's crazy. Yeah, it's coming up. Not too far from 20 years of That's friendship amazing. And just doing the growing businesses and all the good things together. But
cool. So how did you pick lane memberships? That's what I'm curious, because I kind of know, but for everyone else, how did you? Because you did a lot of stuff, and then that became the thing, and you became the best in the world at it.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe a lot of people can relate. I had a consulting business, and it was going really great. So from 2005 to 2009. I had a consulting business and affiliate management business. That's what I was doing. I was behind the scenes. I was managing high-profile affiliate programs. We were doing multi-million-dollar launches. This is back in the day, before even YouTube. This is before even YouTube. This is how old Russell and I are in internet marketing.
So old.
Yeah. So, but that was my background, and the business was great. But my wife and I got married in 2007, and then we started having serious talks about starting a family. And what I realized was that I was not going to be the present husband and father that I wanted to be, because I was working from early morning till late at night. I was burning the candle at both ends. And the only way to grow the business was to give more time, and I didn't have any more time to give. Yeah. So at that point it was a turning point for me, because I had a conversation with one of our mutual friends and mentors, Armin Morin. And he said to me, Stu, what you ought to do is teach what you're doing in the consulting business in a membership. And I was like, well, what's that? And he said, think of it this way. He said, it's about taking what you're doing one-on-one for your clients and instead teaching it one to many and being able to scale that and it not require any more effort on your end. And I was like, okay, I'm in. So I started going down this road, but this was in 2008. And the tech back then is not what the tech is today. So I was deep in things like HT access files and server settings. Like, dude, I mean, I'm a geek.
And neither of us are technical either. Just so you guys know, it's not like we know what we're talking about.
That is like a whole nother level, you know? And I'm swimming in that stuff. And it ended up, I had a conversation with somebody who became a business partner. His name was Tracy Childers. And I was moaning and groaning. And I just said to him, I'm like, dude, all I want to do is I just want to teach. Like, I don't want to deal with all this stuff. And he said, well, what would it look like if you created like the perfect membership platform? And I started like telling him blah, blah, blah. And then he said, well, why don't we create it together? And I was like, okay, time out, Trace. Like, did you hear anything that I just said? Like, I am not the tech guy. I'm not going to be able to program something. And he said, why don't we partner? He said, I got a great program that I've been working with and we can make it happen. We did. That was in 2008. We created what ended up becoming the world's #1 membership platform for WordPress. That was called Wishlist Member. And with that company, we grew in a 6-year period where, you know, we were powering over 70,000 online communities and memberships. And Russell, that's where I learned what works in growing a membership and what doesn't. When you're behind the scenes with that many membership sites, you see the few that are growing year over year while everybody else is either flatlined or decreasing. So I paid attention to the few, and that's what I've been teaching ever since, is how to grow successful membership sites.
It's so fascinating because that's, I mean, it's literally the same thing I do in the ClickFunnels size. Like, what are the funnels that are crushing it every single day? I get emails with like the best ones. So it's like, I get to see it and watch it, and helps you to become like sharper and sharper and like really fine tune everything, which is so
you
cool.
Notice the nuances that make a big difference in the growth of those sites. And that's exactly it. Like, you know, it's an unfair advantage, you know, when you're behind the scenes, being able to see that volume of sites grow. And it's been fun because since there you go.
Actually, on unfairadvantage.com, just so you know. So there you go.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
That's the logo I got created. This is totally off topic, but you just said that. Those are my favorite words.
Well, there we go. You know, there's total, you know, synchronicity for
placement.
Russell to have a promotion right in the middle with just random words coming up.
Oh, it's so awesome.
So that's the background. And I love this stuff, dude. I have been working literally with tens of thousands of people and helping them grow memberships in all kinds of markets, from photography and calligraphy to fitness and finance and music and art and health and dog training. Heck, we even have membership sites in things like pet influencers. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard this market, but it's it's crazy. But there's a market for everybody, and we've been helping them grow memberships, and it's been super exciting.
So cool. Anyway, well, I'm pumped. And then right before we click go on this, you told me we were talking about Funnel Hacking Live, and I freaked out even more because I didn't even know that was the title of your presentation or the direction. But you want to tell people what you're talking about day number 1 at Funnel Hacking Live this year?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about memberships, and I'm specifically going to dive into nine different membership funnels. And so many times people think about memberships like there's, you know, essentially one way to sell it. No, in fact, there are a whole bunch of different ways to sell it. And each of them have different nuances that make them work. And we're going to break them down. There's 9 different membership funnels. And we'll talk about like what they are, what makes them work, and we'll give a whole bunch of different examples. Like, you'll hear about like Julie Soul as an example. So Julie, she did not have an audience, did not have a membership when the pandemic began. But she was somebody who, she just loves art. And so when the pandemic happened and her kids were home, she's like, I'm going to make the most epic art lessons for my kids. So she did. And her kids obviously were having the greatest of time. And then she had friends of hers that were coming over and said, wait a minute, like, can you teach my kids these art lessons? These are amazing. So she started a Facebook group, a free Facebook group, and she just started sharing these art lessons. The group grew to about 2,000 people. And then she did a particular membership funnel that we're going to walk through. And she grew from 0 to more than 1,000 paying members per month in less than 6 months. And we're going to break that all down. She now, by the way, has a heck of a lot more than that. But these are the kinds of examples we're going to walk you through, what they are, how they did it. And there's 9 different membership funnels. It's going to be amazing.
Stu is speaking my love language, talking about membership funnels, which I'm so excited for. Yeah, we've so far with everything we're doing in the Dan Kennedy business, we've been, excuse me, man, I'm losing my voice. We've been focusing on one funnel type. So I'm pumped to figure out what the 9 are, because I'm going to start adding them all to our playbook as well and bring more people in. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious, those who are like watching right now, we have some people watching live, a lot will be watching the replays. We boost this on all the different platforms. But I'm curious, like, if any of you guys, like, you have a membership site right now, post it, or if you're like, I'm thinking about one, or like, I've got the skill set in blah, pet trading or arts or whatever your thing is, like, what could it be? Because if you have an idea or could come up with an idea, when you come to Funnel Hacking Live, we can make it real. And then just like the story you just told, like during the pandemic, blew this thing up. Like, you guys could do the same kind of thing in your business post FHL as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of myths, that we're going to also speak to, Russell, like misconceptions. And I see this all the time. Like, one, by the way, is, to keep the membership open all the time. And one of the things that's counterintuitive is the art of actually closing the membership. And you may think, like, wait a minute, like, if I close the membership, dude, that doesn't make sense. Like, nobody's going to be able to join. But I'm going to show you a variety of different examples whereby closing the membership will actually help you grow so much faster. But there's interesting nuances to this, Russell, because, in my experience, literally working with tens of thousands, there tends to be different phases of growth. So there's a phase to grow quickly in the beginning. There's a phase to grow to about 3,000 monthly members. And then there's a phase to grow from 3,000 to tens of thousands. Now, each different phase requires a different strategy. So no matter where you are in your journey, whether you're right in the beginning or whether you are a seasoned pro, there's a different strategy for the season that you're in. And we're going to break all that down, because keeping it open all the time without giving somebody a reason to join is a foolproof way to fail with your membership growth.
Dude, you're just reteaching me stuff. And this is funny because the campaign that you had me do, I talked about at the very beginning of this Facebook Live, was basically that campaign, because I was going to shut it down. And you're like, wait, shut it down, but do this instead. And then, yeah, we doubled the membership base in like a weekend. And so that's actually really fascinating. I totally forgot about that. And as I'm thinking about the Dan Kennedy business, anyway, sorry, wheels my head are spinning. I'm pumped.
And it's fun, dude, because, we have people in our community who, have grown from literally just like a handful of members. Like, I think of Jennifer Chamberlain. Okay. So Jennifer, she is like, these are her words. She's a 50-something technophobe who, tech is not the thing on her radar whatsoever. And she didn't have an audience, but she started really small, and she started with 30 founding members of her membership. Well, after year 1, she had grown that to 100. After year 2, she had grown that to 200. But then in year 3, she hit this inflection point. And this inflection point came from a particular strategy that we may or may not talk about at Funnel Hacking Live. But she went from a couple hundred members to more than 2,000 members in that third year. So what sparked that incredible growth? We'll talk about examples of people who have grown memberships to literally tens of thousands of people. I may or may not share an example of a membership that has more than 50,000 monthly paying members. And by the way, when you do the math on this, yes, that is a multi 8-figure membership. They're on their way to 9 figures with a single $50 a month membership. They do not sell anything else. They just have this one $50 a month membership. If you're interested and curious about what that is and how they grew so quick, we're going to talk about it at Funnel Hacking Live.
Dude, I'm pumped. Okay, so if you don't have your tickets to Funnel Hacking Live yet, you're insane, because this is happening. Let me check my countdown clock. We are, they pulled it down. We're like 40-something days away from Funnel Hacking Live, like a little over a month, which means now is the time, you guys, to get your tickets. If you already got your tickets, like, I'm excited for you. This party is going to be amazing. Stu's speaking day number 1, so make sure you are not late. And then if you haven't got your tickets yet, now is the time. The room block's almost sold out, and I think that we are any speaker bonuses are going away, I believe, next week. So now it's time to get your ticket at funnelhackinglive.com. Which, speaking of speaker bonuses, Stu, like, if somebody is like thinking about coming, but like, I don't know if I'm going to come yet, do you have any kind of bonus you could put into, like, just shove somebody over the edge so they have to come?
I'm going to give people an incredible bonus, especially if you have been thinking about a membership, but you've been, a little fuzzy around what it might look like. Because I get this question all the time, like, Stu, would a membership be a right fit for my market? Everybody's got a different market and everybody has, sometimes a challenge around wrapping their head around, would it be a fit for my market? So yeah, I've got a bonus. It's called Membership Idea. And in this 3-part training, 3 different parts to it, we break down, like, number 1, getting clear on your membership idea. Number 2, how to position your idea for your market. And number 3, how to nail your messaging. Because so often people think that, oh, if I just tell people there's a whole bunch of stuff behind this paywall, they're automatically going to want to get in. They'll see the value. It's one of those myths that people don't pay for a whole lot of information. That's one of the last things that they're interested in, even more so now than ever before. So how do you position it, and how do you nail the messaging of a membership so that you massively increase conversions? You're going to get that bonus. It's a 3-part training. We're going to give it to you free when you go get your ticket to Funnel Hacking Live. Go to funnelhackinglive.com and get your ticket today.
Dude, that's awesome. So all you guys, you got 45 days to get your ticket and then go in there and go through Stu's training, prepare yourself. And then day number 1, he's going to show you guys the 9 funnels. There we go. There's 9 funnels to get people into your membership site, which is exciting. And I just want people to understand, the first time I ever had a membership site, the freedom it gave me, because I remember my wife and I just got married. I was trying to figure out, how do I support her, And I remember at the time we wanted to get a new car. And the new car was like $600 a month for a monthly payment. I remember I was like, that's a lot. That's a big stress to take that on. And at the time I launched this little membership site, I think I was charging $30 a month. I did the math. I was like, $30 a month. If I had 10 people, that's $300 a month. If I have 20 people, that's $600 a month. I'm like, if I get 20 people join a membership, the car is now free. And that aha I had, I was like, oh my gosh. I worked my butt off a week and a half, 2 weeks out, 20 members in. I was like, I had a free car. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have a little house. I should upgrade my house. And I was like, how many members do I have to upgrade my house? And I remember the house at the time I wanted, it was and house prices have changed, but I feel like it was I needed 120 members or something to cover my house payment. And I was like, I could do that. And when I spent 3 or 4 months, got 120 members, I was like, my house is free now. And I think if you guys realize it from that standpoint, it's what do you want in life? Okay, go and create something to go and get it. What I want this, go get it. And it gives you the ability literally to write your own paychecks. And so it's just really powerful. We start understanding how it works.
And the interesting part about this, Russell, is that when you look at so many companies now, you start to see this huge transition toward a membership and subscription model. You even shared to Reddit from the get-go. ClickFunnels is membership and subscription. Dan Kennedy, membership and subscription. At the end of the day, there's a reason why companies are moving this way: stability, predictability. And this is what we want for all business owners, everybody watching and coming to Funnel Hacking Live. And Russell, I'm going to flip a question back to you because, as we talked about, we've known each other for many, many years. And there was a phone call that you and I had way back in, it was around December time. And it was a point in your business that was a really fragile moment. And I remember we were talking about the newsletter and then I said, go listen to this audio. And you listened to it. And then after that, you launched your paid newsletter subscription. And it was a real pivotal moment. And I wanted to ask you, why did you decide in that moment to go subscription? Yeah. Because I think that's important for everybody here.
This is a big deal. This is a long time ago. This is during my first business cycle. I built it and crashed. And yeah, that's great. That's such a fun story. It was Christmas time. I was out hanging Christmas lights. I was listening to Stu on my little headphones. This is pre-iPhone, pre-anything. So I had a little tape or whatever we had anyway. But the biggest problem is I was in a launch business where I launched something and make much money, and then it's feast and then famine, and then we'd wait, and then we launch something and it fail, and then fourth launch we'd make a bunch of money again, and it's the cycle kept happening. And when you sent me that stuff about continuity and memberships and newsletters and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I need this because it's stressing me out. I have employees, I got people who rely on me who I need to pay every single month, and I had no predictability in my business at all. And so when we launched our very first continuity thing ever, our first newsletter, it changed everything because now I had stability. I knew every single month that there was $50,000 a month coming in, which means I could cover payroll and I could have staff and I could buy advertising and I could eat, which was awesome for my wife and our brand new twin boys, yeah, it shifted everything for me. And as you know, like you said, our whole business moving forward has always been continuity. ClickFunnels came out, that was the thing. It's this thing where every single month people are paying. And when they're doing that, like it changes everything. Now you can plan, you can forecast, you can sleep well at night because the continuity is coming in every single month.
I think that's it. You know, Russell, like when I think about what we get to do as entrepreneurs, it's incredibly exciting. But let's not discount the fact that there are moments of stress, and this subscription and continuity and membership is the number one way to eliminate so much of that stress as entrepreneurs and give you that stability to be able to be creative, to be able to test different campaigns, to be able to try new ideas without the worry that it has to succeed because you got the stability of that recurring revenue. This is why I'm so excited. We're going to break down these 9 different membership funnels. I'm going to show you how to effectively sell and position your membership so that you hit the ground running and you continue to grow year over year over year.
So awesome, man. Cannot wait. All right, you guys, we're like 45 days away. Go get your tickets, funnelhackinglive.com. You'll get Stu's bonus, all the other speakers' bonuses, and give me speaker bonuses I believe expire next week. So that means if you sign up in a week from now, you get none of the cool stuff that all the speakers been throwing in, especially Stu's bonus, which is awesome. So, man, thank you. I cannot wait to see you and hang out with you. It's been way too long, and we're not that far away from it now, which is awesome.
I'm excited. Make sure everybody get your seatbelts ready, buckle in on day number 1 because we are going to hit the ground flying, my friends.
It's gonna be awesome. All right, thank you, Stu. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys in 45 days.
See you, friends.